One of friends, today's lecture is on Sandhi Sarir. Sandhi Sarir specifically deals with the joints, and these joints are between the asthi specifically. Though in classical texts they have given certain sandhi between the sira dhamni also, but in the Sarir chapter number 5, that is Sankhya Sarir Vyakaran, he has clearly mentioned about the asthi sarir only. So we are going to follow it on the specific basis for the DMS students, but certain details are also been taken from Dalton's commentary also for the benefit of all the students which whoever want to see this. So first of all, there is definition Asti Sanyog Sthanam. It means joining between two bones or two asthis known as Sandhi. As per Sarangar's Purukhan, chapter number 5, sloka 37, Sandhi are the places where two body parts join with the help of kapha. Kapha plays the role of the thing which is going to hold it together. As per Susrut, Sandhi are joining points or area where any similar type of two or more structures may join, like Asti Sandhi, Pesi Sandhi, etc. But main concern is given only to the Asti Sandhi here. The Asteya Asrita Sandhina, Asti Sandhi Ditwar. Means, General Committee clearly says those which are dependent or which are concerned with the Asti only here are going to be described. अस्त्यानां तु संदेहो हेते केवल परिकीर्तितः पेशी स्नायु शिराणां तु संधि संख्या न विद्यते. This verse clearly mentioned that though there are joints between peshi, snayu, shira, etc. exists in human body, but here in this particular chapter we are only going to deal with the joint between the asthi only. So further they have given the classification. Classification is basically of two types, you can say. First of all, on the basis of movement or functional classification, and then they have given on the basis of some structure or shape. First of all, this is type 1, you can see. Sandhya astu dvividhas chetavanta sthirascha. Means on the basis of mobility, these are classified under two headings. Chest 1, functional, or on the basis of movement, mobility, and then sthir, which are not movable, unmovable, you can say. So here he has clearly given the name, then he has given certain examples. Examples are actually on the basis of region basis. Second part of the slok, you can see Sakhasu, Anvu, Katyacha, Chetvansu, Sandhya. Means these three parts of the body will have movable type of thing, though they may be fully movable or semi-movable. Okay, we will discuss this afterwards. Sastu Sandhya, Sarvigya, Sthirabhuddhe. Means all the rest means leaving these three parts, all the rest are going to be classified under the Sthira. Sthira means unmovable type. Now, Prataksh Sarir has given something for the further description of Chetavanta or functional type. So he has described the Chetavanta again divided into two types, Bahucheshta and Alpacheshta. Means freely movable or semi-movable, as we can say in the class modern terms also. So again he has given divided the examples also. That is Tatra Sakhasu Adho Hannu Kotyasya Bahucheshta. So these two places will have Bahucheshta, freely movable type of things you can say, or more movable. Pressed ones are the Alpacheshta. Means whatever is present at the pressed ones on the vertebral side, it will be Alpacheshta, that is semi-movable type of thing. So this particular shloka is not taken from Susrut or Charak, it is from the Pratyaksha Sariram. Next, on the basis of mobility, as I have said, they are chest vanta, they are specifically present in Sakha means extremities, all the extremities, upper and lower. Hanu means mandible specifically, and Kati means the pelvis area. Then again, as per the Pratak Sariram, it is set of two types, Bahucheshta, Sakha and Hanu and Alpacheshta, Prisht ones and Kati specifically, and rest are okay. Then comes the structural classification. This is specifically on the base of some particular shape. Dunlad has more specified the shape also. We'll see here. So they are of 8 types. Ta ete sandhyu ashtvidha, Koro lukhal, Samudak pratar, Tunna sevani, Vayashtun, Mandal, and Sankha avarta. So these are the 8 names of the joints, specifically given on the basis of shape only or on the structural basis. One by one we are going to see it. First one is Kora. So Kora Sandhi, they have Susruta has given directly example, the Anguli, Manibandh, Kulf, Janu, Kurpres, Kora. But Dallad has given specific shape Gartastakara, means just like an hollow pit or depression, or on the basis of the shape of Kalika Tat Akrite Ityante. Pratak Sarir has said these type of sandhiya or joints are Bahucheshta. So what we inference we can draw, this type is given on the basis of shape, which is Gartakara. Gartakara means hollow depression or pit like. It is a movable joint, and on the classical basis you can find it in Anguli, Madibandha, Gulfa, Janu and Kurpara. If you want to correlate, it can be correlated with a hinge joint or uniaxial joint, which is given with the example of movement of door in one axis. Next is Ulukhala. Ulukhala, the Sanskrit has given example Kanksha, Vangshan and Dasan. Dallad has given this particular vessel as Tandul Kand Nopyogi, and Taksaridas has said it is also a Bahuchesha type. The inference is drawn like this. This type is given on the basis of shape of vessel, which is used for the removal of bran from rice. It is a movable type of joint. You can see a diagram, so correlate. It is Kacha, then Vankshana, then Dasan. It can be correlated with the ball and socket type of joints described under movable joints. Next one is Samudaka. The examples are given Anspet, Gudha, Bhag, Nitamvesu. Dallad is given the shape is just like Samput. Samput is the vessel which is used for making medicines or keeping the medicines. Also, you can see the diagram. It has two parts which can be fixed on one upon the other. It is semi-movable type of joint. Classical example which are given here are Buddha, Bhaga, Nitam and Anspetya. It is Alpacheshta, it is amphiorthotic joint or semi-movable type of joint. Then come Pratara. Pratar, it is found specifically as per Susrut, Griva Prisht Vansyo, Prataro Milaka Tadakrita Prata, which has been said by Daldar. Pratak Sarir has even more description. We can see the inference directly. This type is given on the basis of shape of structure, which helps in swimming. So when we fix two of the bones asthi like this, so they can swim on the water. They can flow on the water. That's why they have taken like this. It is a semi-movable type of joint. Example as given Griva and Prashtivins, that is vertebral column. Again, gliding movement of joint you can correlate from here. This is about the Pratara joint. Then come Tunna Sevani, Sira Katika Kapalesu, Tunna Sevana is given by Suslu. Then Pratak Sarir has given some description that Paraspar Pidan Antardhar Abhinivrta Kapal Antarala Sandhya. So inference is like this type is given on the basis of shape of Sucharva. It is an immovable type of joint, specifically present in the skull. It is Sir, Kati and Kapala, suture joint. So when somebody is going to do suturing, some mark are left out. That particular scar type of mark can be taken here as a mark for Tunna Sevani joints. Next is Vayasatunda. This is specifically from Hanu, both the sides. Pratak Sari said described clearly the Adho, Hanu, Mundeo, Sankh, Asti, Gatavayam, Hanu, Sandhi, Sthalaka, Vyama. This type is given on the basis of shape of structure which seems to be like beak of crow. It is between mandible and temporal bone. So clearly you can say it is temporomandibular joint. It is a movable, only movable joint in the skull bone. Bias here means crow, tunda means beak. So joint is like beak of crow. That's why the name is bias tunda. Next comes a very specific one, mandala. Susruta has given directly examples only Kant, Hriday, Netra, Plum, Nadisu, mandala. Dallad has also doesn't have said many things. He directly said mandalo mandala, means which is in the round shape, it is going to be said to be the mandalakara asti. So Pratak Sarir has given some specific point at where you are going to find. So he specifically said Swaspat Kansasli Gatas Tarun Asti Sandhya. So we can take an inference like this type is given on the basis of shape of structure which is round in shape. Pratak Sarir clearly says that these are the joints among the Tarun Asti. Recalling the Tarun Asti, you can remember here it is Dhran Karan Diva, Akshikoseshu Tarunani. Specifically, they are given in Hridaya, Netra, and Klomanadi by Susru. So we have to learn these examples also. This particular slide I have prepared just by doing some analysis of the parts. In Pratik Marma Sarirak chapter, sloka number 17, Dalhan has given a very specific commentary. Let's see what is written here. Dalhan in commentary of the verse 17 of Marma Saris clearly mentions in reference of presence of all five components, mass, sira, Snayu, Sandhi, and Asti in every part of body or every marma, though they may be in subtle form or in the form of energy. Likewise, Asti is also present everywhere, Sandhi is also present everywhere. So, some doubts comes in our mind how the mandala Asti is present in the Hridaya or Nabhi. So, from here we can take some inference. On seeing the modern anatomy, we can see there is some skeletal framework is described in heart also, like fibrous rings. There is tendinous ring in orbit or eyeball from where the extraorbital muscles are coming out, and the tube between the external ear and middle ear has both a part cartilaginous as well as osseous. From that particular senses, we can sense it out with this that specifically the joint between some cartilaginous bones or cartilage are here described as the mandala, or you can also say in the Sankhavarta, which we are going to discuss in next slide. So this particular sloka gives us some insights about the bone in the Hridaya also. Sankhavarta, Srota Sangatesu Sankhavarta. So again, Pratak Sarisa given the same thing for the Sankhavarta also. So this type is given on the basis of shape of structure which seems to be conch shell, Sankha ke jaisa. Pratak Sarisa clearly mentioned these are the joint between the Tarun Asti. Again, we are seeing the Srotra external ear, Sringatak, you can see the diagram, you can correlate it with, it can be rounded, hard, cartilaginous plates, which are going to form joints also to form given specific shape. Next comes the number of Sandhi or enumeration of Sandhi. The Susruta clearly mentioned Dasutri Dwa Sate means 210 in total. Then on the regional basis, Sadang Sarir is again divided it. So in Sakha, it is 68 in number. Posta or Antaridhi, it is 59. Chirogriva, it is 83. So these numbers are very important for your preparation basis also. 68, 59 and 83. Total becomes 210. Charak has only mentioned the number in his chapter number 7 of Sarirsthan, that is 200. So you can also keep in mind the Charak has given 200 the number. These are certain description, enumeration in Sakha. You can see Padangul, there are 3, Padangush, there are 2, Janu 1, Gulf 1, Functional 1. Total number in one Sakha becomes 17, so all 4 Sakha becomes 68. In Antaradhi region, Skati Kapal, there are 3 number, Purusht, there are 24, Pars, there are 24, Ura, there are 8, so total becomes 59. In Sirogriva or head and neck region, in Griva, there are 80 number, Kant, there are 3. Then Nadisu Hridaya Klong Nibandha 18, Dantamula 32, Kaklak 1, Nasa 1, Vartamandal 2, Gand 2, Karna 2, Sankha 2, Hanusandhi 2, Aristu Bhurvo 2, around Sankha is 2, Sirakapal 5, Murda 5. Some correlations of modern terms are also given, but in certain other books you can find some other things also to give you more importance on the classical terms only. So the total is going to become 83 here. Some applied anatomy is also described in our classics. First of all, there are certain joint disorders or inflammations, or you can say directly arthritis also. They are Vatrakta, Amvata, Sandhigatva, which are described in different classical books at a different places, specifically in the Chikitsa. Proper treatment is also given, which you are going to learn in the final year of your BMS course. Then there is joint dislocation is also given, which is said as Sandhi Chut or Sandhi Visleshan, which is of 6 types. This is specifically given in the Nidan Sthan. So this particular you are going to learn in detail in orthopedics and Salitantra again in the final year. Here just I am giving you the names, and then most easiest correlation you can see it is Utpishtam, that is fracture dislocation, Visleshta slight dislocation, Vivarth lateral dislocation, Avichipta downward dislocation, Atichipta complex dislocation which involves neurovascular bundle, and Tiriac Chipta, that is complete dislocation, highly painful. So I'm only giving the name just to give you the importance of why we are learning the Sandhi Sarir topic in our Rachna Sarir subject. So that's all from this particular topic. Topic is very small. It's very important. Basically, the name and number may come for the small questions also, or the full description may come for the long question along with one of the joints which you can have to describe in the detail. Okay, thank you.